The end of January is essentially here. In my 60th year, and 1 month in, I'm not where I wanted to be. Recovery has been slow. Even though I knew it was going to be slow, I didn't realize how slow was. But the excuses end today. We have 2 months in the first quarter for me to hit my goals. I'm implementing a 59-day challenge focused on three things: shedding some extra pounds, no definitive weight, just some extra pounds, okay? Building strength despite my surgery slash recovery, and saving money because, today I'm going to share the breakdown of how I'm mapping this out. You want to join me? It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. My main goals are these three things. One, to get back into some sort of physical exercise. Movement is key. It's huge. Movement is huge. When you stop moving, you start dying. I got too much on my to-do list to do that. So I don't have time to die. I really don't. Goal number two is to lose a few pounds. So, due to my shoulder and everything else, it has literally been months since I've been able to step foot in the gym. I got cleared to go back and only do lower body stuff, and it turns out like none of their cardio equipment will work with my arm. So I'm trying to rethink some, uh, you know, workouts to go there, but I need to get moving. I absolutely need to get moving. So working out is that. Due to my lack of movement, I'm not necessarily eating a lot more, I can only eat so much, but maybe the quality on all of it has not been right where it needs to be. So I'm going to rein that right back in. We're going hard, low carb, high protein. I've been high protein now for 2.5 years and love it. And still, believe it or not, even in the last 6 months, I've still been high protein. I've just been adding in a few carbs that I shouldn't. So I'm going to ratchet that back. Low carb, high protein, more movement. Okay. Goal number three is to reduce my spending. Not quite a no spend, but pretty darn close. Okay. I am going to seriously rein in finances, take a look at where we're at, figure out where I want to go in the next 3 quarters of this year, and make it happen. So now the question becomes, how will I do this? So I'm going to break this down into seriously manageable steps week by week. Now, even if these aren't your goals, because, they're not, they're mine, I'm going to show you how we can break these down in manageable steps so that by the end of the first quarter, we're still rock stars, We are still getting it done regardless of the cold, horrible weather, regardless of recovery or, any other obstacles that pop in there because life's, that's never going to stop, hopefully. So we need to work around it. We need to focus around it, and we need to make it happen because there are more than enough excuses. We really don't need to add to them. So, how am I going to do this? Okay, I will lay this out for you, and then I'll also provide you with a way to basically copy it. Okay, so phase one is going to be the foundation weeks, and that's weeks 1 through 3. So the nice part is that we can't implement a whole bunch of change all at one time because it's pretty much guaranteed failure. We need to break it down into slow steps and succeed at those slow steps and keep building on them. And I know this, and I know this, and I have used this, and still sometimes I fall off the bandwagon. So, life, what are you going to do? So, the goal for week one is to kickstart the metabolism and establish a no spend baseline because it's not truly a no spend, but it's pretty close. So, as far as movement goes, I'm going to walk in the house. Seriously, I'm going to stand in my living room and I'm going to walk. Okay. And I'm going to do 3 sets of 15, 3 sets of 15 squats. Now, I was doing squats before this, and I can tell you how much my leg strength has diminished over the course of the last 6 months. And so my goal is to do 15 squats, that's one set, and then another 15, that's set number two, and then another 15, which is set three. Am I going to do these all at one time? No, I'm not. I will probably break them up, I'll walk for 20 minutes, or here's how I'm going to do it. Here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to do my 15 squats, and then I'm going to do my walking in place for 20 minutes, and then I'm going to do my 15 squats. And then I'm going to take a short break, and then I'm going to come back. I'm going to do 15 more squats before the end of the day. They don't all need to be in the same, 30 minutes. They don't. What I will do is link you to some YouTube channels where they focus on regular exercise and then a lower impact or chair exercise to do also. So if you can't do full on squats, you can do chair squats, and that's where the chair catches your butt, and those are remarkably helpful. Number two, I'm going to be working on my nutrition. So I am going to remove all liquid calories, no sodas, which I don't really drink anymore. No creamers like, Coffee Mate or anything like that. Nope, they're out of there. I'm going to make sure that I am taking in my 100 ounces of water a day. Now, that's my goal is 100 ounces. That doesn't need to be your goal. And it's not as hard as you would think it is, but I'll have to go pee more. Yes, probably to begin with, but then your body gets used to it. So it's kind of like not a big deal. But I'm going to get 100 ounces in a day. Now, for the third goal, as far as money goes, right, I am going to go through my checkbook. It's not a checkbook, but, it's my statement online. And I'm going to go through that, and I'm going to find any subscriptions that I am paying for that I'm not really using. So it's just time for them to go away. It's time to cancel them. It's time to make sure that they don't renew automatically. I'm going to take care of all of that. So that is week one. And that's not too hard to do, right? Now, week two, as far as movement goes, I'm going to walk 25 minutes plus 12 sets of wall sits. And I'll do a video. I'll show you a video for those two. And then nutrition. I want to prep 5 high protein lunches using only ingredients that I already have in my pantry or my freezer. And that's not a problem for me. I can do that. If you don't have ingredients like that in your pantry, then, go shopping for them. But the whole goal of that is 5 high protein lunches. What I have learned about myself over the last 3 years is that in the middle of the day, like breakfast or lunch, I am not going to stop everything that I'm doing to cook a meal, to prep a meal. It needs to be grab and go. It absolutely has to be. And so I need to make my lunches grab and go. Number 3 for week 2 is my savings. I'm going to set a cash only weekly grocery budget for any fresh produce or dairy. It's going to be a ridiculously low amount, okay? But that's what I'm going to set up and stick with. If we don't absolutely have to have it, it's not coming in the house if it goes over our budget. Week 3, movement is to walk 30 minutes and do 3 sets of 15 glute bridges. And again, I will provide you a link for those. Nutrition, and just because I'm doing these exercises does not mean that you need to, okay? You need to find exercises that you can do, but I'll link you to the ones that I'm doing. Number 2 is nutrition. I'm going to totally track my protein. I'm going to track everything, actually. I'm going to make it a priority to track every single thing that goes into my face. But the goal for week 3 is to make sure that it's 100 grams of protein a day. It supports muscle and all kinds of stuff. It's very necessary. And then for savings, I'm going to get hold of a service provider and see if I can negotiate a lower rate. I'm not promising success. Our internet is a co-op. The price hasn't gone up in 15 years. My phone is probably the one that I'm going to take a look at and see what kind of trouble I can get into there. So that's weeks 1, 2, and 3. Look at that. How easy that is. Okay. So What I'm going to do, because I'm limited to a 15-minute video, is I'm going to show you phase 2 and what I'm doing, and phase 3 and what I'm doing, right? And this takes us all the way through 8.5 weeks. And each week, I'm adding a new skill, I'm adding a new habit, I'm taking care of an issue, a problem, I'm solving a problem, and they're all focusing around those 3 things: more movement, losing some weight, and saving some money. And none of it is hard. None of it is impossible to pull off, because I'm breaking it up. Now, what I'm really enjoying is the last 3 days, okay? 57, 58, and 59, because that's the goal, okay? On those last 3 days, we're going to get a final weigh-in, and we're going to compare it to day 1, which begins on Sunday, the 1st of February. I'm aiming for consistent, healthy progress, not a number. That's what I'm looking for, is consistent, healthy progress. A strength check. I'm going to record the max number of squats and wall sits time to see how much my engine has grown, to see how much I've built in strength and stamina, because over 60 days, you would be amazed at how much you can do. Financial review is to compare my bank balance, okay, to the 31st of January. And that is it. That is just as easy as it's going to be. And so you can modify these. Like I said, the exercises can be modified. You don't want to do a full hour-and-a-half workout with all these different things. No, 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 no. That's not, when it comes to the exercises, you want to get in a little bit of walking, 20, 25, 30 minutes. We built up, as we go through, we're building up each week an extra 5-10 minutes to each week as far as walking. So by the end of the 60 days, we will actually be walking an hour. And right now, it is in the negative, feels like temperatures where I'm at. And so I'm not doing this outside. I'm also not driving myself to some place to walk around. I am going to stand in my living room in front of the TV and do a walking program on YouTube. There's a ton of them, and you can do it too, okay? I'm going to do the simple exercises like the squats, either chair squats or regular, squats. I'm going to do all of the things that I have listed here that are not prohibitive for the most part, or can be amended to fit your lifestyle. If you can't do the full-on exercises, you can do an amended version of it that will help strengthen those same muscles. None of us goes from 0 to 60 in 60 days, but you can make significant progress as long as you keep moving. And as long as you are moving, you're not spending, theoretically. So, hey, you're bored. Guess what? Get up and do some squats. Hey, you're bored. Get up and do some walking. No shopping, no online shopping, no unnecessary shopping. That's the goal. And so I will show you my entire list, and we are going to kick the first quarter of my 60th year in the butt, because January's been a little hard, It is one of my busier months with work, and so it's hard to keep up with that. And then, my schedule, and it seems like between, honestly, physical therapy, sick animals, doctor's visits, all the other stuff, it's been a little crazy. So no more excuses. There's no reason to not do it. And I'm wondering if you want to come along for the ride. So I'm going to put my schedule in a link down below for you to download. And I'm also going to put a habit tracker that you can print off. I think I'm in love with this habit tracker, okay? It's really simple. I mean, it's super simple. So it's the day, it's the date. You just put a check mark or an X if you completed the walk, if you hit your protein goal, or if you managed to do no unplanned spending. Those are my categories. I will leave your categories blank so that you can fill in what you want to do. Who's in it to win it? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's kick this year off. It's going to be a great one. Thanks for coming along. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.